So this will give you some understanding about my own feeling and belief to begin with, and what had happened after that, that I turned against religion until I came to God, and then what happened after that. In regard to my childhood, first of all, I remember I was a small child. My grandfather, mother's side, was Mullah. And his last name was Yazdi, meaning that this person was from city of Yaz. And if you have read Lord MeherBabaLibrary visited Yaz at least 2 times, I think. So somehow, I do not know the detail, anyway, he emigrated to Shiraz, and then my mother was born, then my mother married, so I was born. We were all together 4 brothers and 2 sisters. I'm number 4. My mother was very religious person, to the point I would say she was sort of fanatic. To give you an example about her occupation, and I would say probably the best word to describe it, obsession about the religion, was the fact that at night, almost always, she had to go to the mosque to pray and listen to Mullah and Tanna. By the time she was back, we all children did not have dinner, and some of us already, fall asleep. And I remember my father was protesting and talking to my mother, this is not the religion that you are practicing. God is not going to accept your prayer. But no matter what he said, it didn't change a bit, and my mother continued going to do it. So this was the early stage. So subsequently, also, I was Muslim and I was practicing. You might call it Sheriar, meaning that I was praying, I was fasting during Ramadan, going to mosque. In the meantime, my father also was a religious person, and he used to go to mosque and read and recite Quran, and also Arti. Then, I don't remember exactly how old I was when I started reciting Arti and also doing I don't know how you can explain it in English. Muslim, when they are praying, first they start standing, then they bend, and the third part is they are bowing down and touching the ground. So in each part, somebody should make an announcement, so they know while they are praying what they have to do. And the mullah or head of hierarchy will stay in front. So this was my responsibility to make an announcement, of course, by singing. So this was the beginning. So it was going on until about I was 12, 13 years old. In the meantime, my oldest brother, that I will talk to you more about him later on, because he was the one who brought me to Baba. He was very well educated, very bright, intelligent, and he was trying to educate us what is going on in regard to Mullah, the way that they are preaching, the way that they are practicing and behaving and their attitude. So gradually we started to detach ourselves from the religion. So I think probably I was about probably 14, 15 years of age that I stopped going to mosque, I stopped praying, I stopped fasting, everything was closed. And this was going on. However, I never had any doubt that there is a God. So this was this period of my life. My brother, who actually became a father surrogate, the point that because my father died, and I remember that we were living almost in a true sense poverty, because there is a great deal of difficulty financially. I can remember, and how my mother was facing great difficulty for us to survive. Sometimes I remember the middle because it was hard time even to have something to eat. Anyway, my brother became a teacher, and then he started supporting us. In the meantime, he was very strong, domineering, and was trying to make sure that we would study and be able to support ourselves. So he became also a sort of father figure, both financially in order to support us, and also educating us and directing us and showing us the way, what we have to do, how we have to behave, so forth, so on. So I don't want to go to detail that, I failed 2 times in elementary school. However, at the high school, I became so tough a student that I started tutoring and earning money to support myself. This was the beginning that eventually me and my youngest brother, who lives in Germany right now, we started having a class. This was approved by the government, and we were teaching at night. In the morning, I was going to medical school, and at night I was teaching in order to support us. Anyway, so then I came to United States for the second time. First I came in order to get my residency, and I graduated and went back, and then the revolution came about, and eventually I emigrated. It was summer 1979. So everything was going on, and I was trying to stay back east because we first started residing in Colorado Springs. And then I decided to start having practice in eastern side of the country rather than west. But my brother-in-law, Nasrin brother Reza, was living at that time in Palos Verdes. And Nasrin persuaded me to, let's go, let's start going to the east, let's go to the west. So eventually we came. So this was the reason that we came to California, and it was after 7, 8 years that my oldest brother came here to visit us. I remember very vividly that as soon as he came in, after 10 probably, the most 15 minutes, hugging and saying, hello, how are you doing? He started talking about MeherBaba. And he said, who is MeherBaba? And Nasrin was saying, what is he talking about? Who is MeherBaba? And especially, Nasrin became so offended to the point that I think it was the time that when he said, Baba is God in human form. So you can imagine for somebody who has been raised in such a religious family, and also Nasrin as well. So this was a sort of shocking, especially to Nasrin, not so much to me. But it is, now when I'm looking back and remembering, it looks like my mind was totally blank. I did not ask anything. Any questioning, testing. What do you mean by MeherBaba is God in you? Nothing. Then he was talking and talking and talking. Then he said, tomorrow we'll go to the center. There is a center in Los Angeles. We buy a book, it's called God Speaks. So, next morning, we came here, it was in Santa Monica Boulevard. So, I purchased a study space. So we went back and started reading. And the more I read, the more I put question mark. And I'm asking some area I couldn't explain to me. Anyway, as long as he was there, we started continue reading statistics, but I didn't get anything out of it. Until he left. Now, in the meantime, in the background, Nasrin is very unhappy about the whole situation. What he's talking about, who is MeherBaba, we are Muslim, you know, so forth, so on. Anyway, and then he left. It took me 2 years going up and down. Believing Baba, not believing, it is right, it is wrong, it is correct, it is not correct. What's happening, what's going on? But never the name of Baba left my brain. Even though during this 2 years period that I was going up and down. Then I became so interested and so eager to read any book that I could get. Discourses, God-man, books from Barnatu, anything I could get. So let me stop here and go through my plan that I want to make everything clear to you so you won't get confused. Now, it is interesting to know how my brother became Baba lover to begin with. He was the type of person that he was very opinionated, he was talking in the radio, he was writing, some article in the newspaper. He was very, very talented, very interested, educated person. So it was, to me, it was interesting to know how to begin with he became Baba. I asked him. And then I learned that, again, I have to go a little bit back. There is a person by name Sheriar who used to live in one of the village probably close to Yazd. He was close to MeherBaba and he was with MeherBaba at Merherabad. And it was in 1927 and 28. And apparently he was in seclusion for a few months, according to Dr. Ghaffar. Then Baba ordered him to go back to Iran. When he went back, so I'm sure he started talking about MeherBaba. His son, who is Dr. Merherabad, who is a physician now, still practicing in Shiraz, he became totally opposed and became quite against MeherBaba and abusing his father in any way that you can imagine. And this was going on until I have to give you, because it's very interesting story. And he was so talented and also having the ability to become a medium and talking to soul.
Is this the son or the doctor? The
son, Dr. Merherabad, the son. He became so famous about that, to the point that everybody knew, and eventually so many people who were educated and professors at the university, so forth, so on, wanted to prove to him that this is not the case. What you are saying, there is no base for it. He said, I will come and demonstrate for you. So there was a meeting at the University of Isfahan. Isfahan is located between Shiraz and Tehran. that he's supposed to perform. Again, I have to go a little bit backward. At that time, he was a little bit tuned toward Baba, and through Aloba, Baba has told him, you have to stop doing it. So, but the ego started, taking action, so eventually he went. And there are so many audience, the whole amphitheater is full, but to his amazement, he tried anything, but he couldn't do anything. So he became so humiliated. And then, after that, he stopped doing it. Then he decided to go to see Meherbab. But the thought coming to his mind, because still he did have some doubt about Meherbab, I'm going in front of everybody to prove to everyone that he is not like what he's telling the people he is not. He's proud. So he went to Merherabad and he was staying in the queue. Now he's preparing himself while he is still standing in the queue. But it was probably 7, 8 people in front of him that he is getting close to Baba. And eventually he got to Baba and Baba hugged him. His mind became totally blank. Then he went back. When he went back, then he remembered what he was going to do. So this experience, I think there is something is happening. And still, he is having thought, some doubt. So he went back to Iran. He was married. But I'm telling you, it is his own information. When I was in India, as a matter of fact, one time he was there and he was telling us all the information. He was married. At that time, somehow, some way, he became interested in another woman. So, there was a there was a time that he has to go and visit this lady. The day before, in the evening, somebody knocked his door. He was given an envelope, it was a telegram from India. The telegram said, you should not go visit that lady. It was like a bomb. Then he became totally convinced that Baba really is what he is saying to be, his God. Then he really became so convinced. Then he started having a Baba meeting in Shiraz. It is why then my brother went to one of his meetings and gradually he learned about Baba and came to the United States and taught me about Baba. So this is what I give you a little background how Baba works and how it happened. Now, when I started reading the book, especially God Speaks, I was fascinated with number one, sanskara, karma, and then evolutionary process and involutionary process. And being a psychiatrist and having a little bit of having some background in psychoanalysis, so I became more interested, and the more I read, the more I was eager to know more and more and more. It is why I started reading one book after another, and listening to everybody who's giving talk at the center. I was so eager, and then gradually I started having Farsi meeting, and to begin with, I started having college speak, but I noticed it's so difficult, so they put it back and I started having discourses and everything. Anyway, so this had tremendous impact on me. Then another major factor was Aloba. Aloba came to the United States, I think it was 89, I believe. 88. And made a visit. So he came to our house. So after a short while, as soon as he came in the house, look around. You are a Baba lover? There is no picture of Baba in this house? So he went and standing on the couch and then got a pencil. With the pencil wrote, MeherBaba. He said, by tomorrow night, when I'm coming here, there should be a picture of MeherBaba here.
There was a painting there.
Yeah, so I still, we have a picture of Baba exactly at the same place. Anyway, so this was the beginning. And I was amazed by his conviction and his devotion. And I was also amazed with the level of energy he did have. At that time, my nephew Adrian, who used to be here now in Shiraz, was in charge of Aloba, to take care of Aloba. Aloba would wake up around 5:30 or not, definitely before 6. He's dressed up, down, and then to leave at sometimes 7, sometimes 8 with art. And by evening, when I was seeing them, and Art was telling me, Uncle Amu, at around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I'm so exhausted. I don't have any energy to do anything. That Aloba keep going and going, and I don't know what is the source of energy. At that time, you didn't know, and then reading the other speed and going to all this plane, so you know what the source of energy is. Anyway, so Aloba did have a big impact to Nasrin, my rest of my family, and also on myself, but to such a great degree on it. Up until then, Nasrin was not truly Baba lover, liking Baba, but she did not believe that Baba is God in the human form. So Aloba was did have such a big influence, to have such an impact, not only on Nasrin, my family, also my nieces, my nephews, and so many people, Iranian, who were living in Los Angeles or surrounding area. So this was one of the big factors. Then it was our first trip to India. First of all, after he left, we made a contact. We used to correspond with Aloba, and he was saying exact and advising us what to do, what not to do, and mostly about it. Baba, and always with his letter, he sent me Baba picture. Always. In some areas that he was going to show, it is very important, wrote it with red ink. So it would be very marked, so you know you have to pay attention. Anyway, he persuaded us that since you are coming to India, come for Amartiti. So our first trip to India was in Amartiti. So we didn't have so many problems. I don't want to go to detail at the first trip. Anyway, so my impression at that time was, how should I say, it was the first time I was in Merherabad. As soon as I get to the threshold, I started weeping and weeping, and I couldn't control it. I kept weeping. I went to Samadhi, and I prayed, and I was weeping. And then I was walking around Samadhi. Imagine it was Amartiti. I saw Iraj. Iraj started coming toward me, and I went toward him, and he hugged me. And I would never forget that moment that every day we have. Anyway, so this was one of the impressions I did. And my mind was totally blank during that period until I left India. So the whole area, my mind was not working, no worry, no thought, nothing. This was very, because I learned before, whoever used to go to India was telling me, you have to go to India to experience it yourself. I couldn't believe it. But when I went there, and I didn't have such a feeling, I know what they were talking about. Also, I was so impressed when I went to Merherabad for the first time. I mainly was impressed by Mani, the way that she talked to us, partner, with such a loving and care, and she gave me this paper and told me, never forget MeherBaba. And of course, I was very much absorbed, and looks like I was hypnotized because the way she was talking, she was imitating, she was singing, she was just, it was so amazing to me. And to me, everywhere it was so much love. And also in Iraq. Then going to Baba's room and looking around, going to Baba's room, look at the simplicity, look at the way that they are living, look at their orientation. And I was blaming myself, how ignorant I am, how stupid I have been, and look at what I have been doing, what I have been, preaching, what I have been practicing, whatever you call it, and look at this. So this was such an impact on me, because we used to go to Baba's room quite often, and also sing Mani and Gohar. Also, I did have to go to Gohar dispensary and see so many patients, and so lovingly she was seeing this patient, taking care of them, and giving them medication. I was so impressed. To the point when I came back, first of all, I didn't know that I'm not supposed to write a letter to Mandel. So I wrote a letter to Mani, and I mentioned I visited Love City. I meant in my letter, but later on I was told that I'm not supposed to write a letter to Mandel because they are so busy. So this was the first impact on me. And then it was my fourth visit to India. I went there with Nasrin and I think, yes, Payam and Elham. So we made a plan because Elham, I have a client, I have an office, so we made a plan where we are going to leave and go back to Sabor. As usual, we went and saw Aloba. When Aloba left, so it was in January, probably 7 days probably or 10 days before Amarti. As soon as Aloba learned that we are going to leave before Amarti, he said, very in amazing manner, I'm wondering, you guys came all the way down, thirsty, going at the ocean, and you don't want to drink anything from the ocean and go back? And we said with the Aloba, this is the problem, so forth, so on. Said, okay, we go to Baba's room and ask Baba. Whatever Baba said, Dad said, okay. Then he asked Payam to write on 2 pieces of paper, exactly identical. So we couldn't represent which one was. On each on one piece of paper, he wrote, go back to America, and the other man stay in India. We went to Baba, we prayed. Then he asked Payam to pick up. So imagine what happened. So picked up, so he had to stay. But it did not finish. We stayed, and it is one of my most memorable days in India. Because always I wanted, when I was the first time I was in India in MIT, I didn't have opportunity to go to Samadhi and serve. So I wanted. So this time this happened. And I forgot his name. Tall guy.
Ted Judson?
No.
Taller?
The one that we went to his house and her house, they invited her to come, and she became blind.
And she became blind?
You know
Oh.
who it is?
No.
His husband. The woman.
Michael.
No, they're
Anyway.
Indian.
Anyway.
You know, they passed away. Yeah, both of them passed away.
Oh.
Husband and wife passed away. You remember
Yes.
You remember
The
Anyway. He was the one that always, I was talking to him to make it her mission to recite the Persian arti at the Samadhi. So I did several times. Anyway, so he asked me, do you want to serve at Samadhi during Amartidi? I said, I'd love to do that. So my time was, I think it's 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. So I didn't sleep, and I went there, and it was a very special time for me, and lots of memory. Seeing so many people coming with so much love. These Indian people are coming with tiny flower in their hand, with such a devotion, with such a degree of love. It melted me, as Mani said. So inside I was crying to see such a love. And I was again looking at myself, look at me, look at them. So these are all having impact on you when you go to see all this. This was the way that, gradually all these experiences made me to become one step closer to Baba. I never forget that period also. And also the impact in regard to being so close to mentoring most of all Bauchi, that we had such a so much with Bauchi. And I have a few memories from Aloha. I don't know whether I do have time to discuss about it or not.
Yes, and then we'll hear from Nasrin. I'm just asking. You have time to say whatever you need to say. Yeah.
I think it's better that you do the most talking. My talking is very short. I'm sorry.
Okay. Also, in one of my trip to India, I didn't have a chance to give birth to Muhammad Mas with Eric. So, and then Erico asked him, so why didn't you give them a gift? So, and he gave me, he drawed this and gave it to me. Merherabad. Yeah, this is the one that look around if you want.
Hold it up so we can see.
Yes, we can pass it around.
Just some lines.
Yeah, but
That goes nice and hard.
few lines.
I don't know. I cannot figure it out what it means, but anyway, it is what. The other impact was, as I mentioned about Bao, because so we have this privilege actually, honor to host them. Bao, Katie, Aloba, Sam Stevens, Henry Kashauti, Dr. Shafa, and from each one, really, they did have a different impact on me, and I'm sure some degree impact on Nasrin, so I don't want to go to all this. But there is a strange happening that recently has happened, and I have to, it is so strange to me. After a few years, when I was calling my brother, because I still communicating with my brother by telephone, I noticed that he is not interested in Baba anymore. I asked Bauji, I asked Shafa, what's happening regarding this answer? I has to go that way, don't worry about it. By the time he might come. So it was 10 days ago or 7 days ago, I called him. And he told me that he had started reading discourses. And he told me that to send him whatever I think it would be good for him to read. Also, he was advising me to call one of his children who are living here, to take him to the center, and also to Ayam and Kellen to participate in Baba music. So this is really, so I'm getting to the point when Bauji was telling me, wait, there's a time. So he will come. Now I can see that he's coming back and we are interested. And finally, I want to mention about Adele. In the past few years, we have had again this privilege to be more close to Adele. And I have noticed how she deeply affected all of us. I'm talking about my family, especially Nasrin. Because to be a psychiatrist, there's so many things I can see, I can evaluate without mentioning or anything. It is my own impression that Adele has had significant role on all of us, especially on Adele. And also, I have to...
Especially on Nasrin.
On Nasrin. And I also have to mention that really Adele is a clear example of, in true sense, true Baba lover with all her tireless effort, selfless service, dedication, care for others, and it has amazed me. And she is one of the main pillars of this center, to my judgment.
I'm not a great speaker, and this morning, of course, I didn't prepare for anything. I know when Bauji comes here, they never prepare for anything. And he comes up here and talks for hours and hours and hours. But I didn't prepare for anything. I just, because it's not really too much a story that I should talk about, except I know that, when Baba came to our midst, and for a few years I was not, attached to Baba or anything. I don't know, it just gradually, came to me that Baba is God. I just didn't want to accept it for the first 3 years. And it came in a natural way. Of course, I don't want to talk about my family or my father, but I have just a few experience that I would like to share with you. I remember, you know, after one first trip that Balji came to our house, when he left after some time, I was coming toward my main door to open the door to go outside. And on my right hand side, where my plants are, I saw MeherBaba in the house. And he was young and he had a big cape on his back, and his long hair. And then, out of the sudden, I turned to see him again, and he was gone. This is first experience. Another experience, you know, I've been honored to be a flower designer, or whatever you like to call it. For a few years now, I've been doing this for Baba. Once it was Baba's birthday and we're supposed to go to a big church. I think it was when Balji was here and talking. We used to go in a big church in Los Angeles, Santa Monica. So there I was with my big, you know, vase of flower, and I designed it, and I had a very high heel shoes on, so I was going toward the stage. And it was a kind of dark, and the vase was all glass, clear glass. And I was walking, there was 2 steps ahead of me. I did not see the steps. So I fell down. I fell down, you know, I just fell down on the floor. And the vase was, you know, fell the other side. And I was thinking to myself, probably all the ambulance and all the doctors, everybody is coming to take care of me. But there I got up, nothing was wrong with me, and the flower, the vase did not break, and the flowers was in the, you know, the right position. This is another. So, another experience I had once, the third trip to India. As usual, when we go to India, especially, I don't know, probably they're all the same. When I go to India, you know, when you travel that far, you're supposed to have jet lags, and you're supposed to be sleeping sometimes, you know, to adjust. And when I go to India, I cannot sleep. I don't feel the jet lag. And still, I want to get up so early in the morning, ahead of everybody else, to go to the Samadhi and to clean up. And still, you know, my dream didn't come true, because every time I went there was somebody ahead of me. So, one of these days, the last trip, I went to Baba's Samadhi as usual, and I bowed down, and then suppose the next you go to Mera's tomb. And I went to Mera's tomb and bowed down, and I talked to her. And I really, because didn't know that Mera is eternal or not. I didn't know. And I talked to myself, to Mera, I know that Baba is eternal, he's always here. I don't know about you. I was talking to myself. So we did a prayer, it was like 7:30 in the morning. We went back down to the hill and we had breakfast. That was the Merherabad day. When we went to Merherabad, and then Casey came to me between all the crowd. I just don't know how she remembered who I am. There were so many people going there. So she ran to me and then held my hands and took me to Mera's room. And then she said, you know, every day at 7 o'clock, I come to this room and clean up, and you see this is Mera's bed, and this is a picture of Mitra here. But this morning when I was cleaning the bed and the picture, I saw your image in Mera's eyes. This is when I was talking to Mera at 7 o'clock. Are you eternal, Mera, or not? Say, I got my answer. Baba gave me my answer. So this is another story. And once I had a dream, I had many dreams about MeherBaba. One of the dreams was MeherBaba came to our room when he was having problem with his back and with his leg after the accident. That was that image. Then Baba came up from the stairs, you know, somebody was helping him to come upstairs to my bedroom. And there was like a couch, and he was laying in the couch in my bedroom. And he was gesturing to me. In 2 years, because, you know, I'm a naughty lover of MeherBaba. I always say, Baba, give me this one. Believe me, he always gives me whatever I want. I know, I'm sorry to say, I should have never asked for that. To this day, it was never said. Baba always gave me what I want, but anything. So I had something in my mind, you know, of Baba. Then Baba came to my dream, came up in my bedroom and lay down, even though poor Baba had, you know, he was helping, I know he wasn't feeling good. And he said, don't worry, in 2 years, Baba put this thing in. In 2 years, everything is going to be okay. And what I was asking for, you know, I wanted something from in 2 years, don't worry, everything is going to come true. So this is another. I dreamed once they allowed me to sleep in Mira's bed. That was another thing. I slept on Mira's bed, and the bed was so soft. The pillow was so soft. I don't know how to describe it. The pillow, in the morning when I got up, I was feeling the pillow, if it is the same pillow. It wasn't the same pillow. Then I went to the store, and I've been looking, and I never could find a pillow like that. Never, ever. It was so soft, like a baby's face. The bed was so comfortable. That was another thing. So what else I have to say?
How did Aloba, Mahmoud said Aloba had an effect on you?
Aloba, because at first of all, he was Farsi speaking, you know. Of course, whatever he said, it goes through my heart, you know. Still, you know, I was not still convinced that Baba was God. He opened a channel for me to come, you know, to MeherBaba. And after that, it became stronger and stronger. Yes.
Have the 2 years come?
Yeah.
Or was that a long time ago, or are you still waiting?
Yes, it is starting. It is starting. Yes.
Thank you so much.
I don't.